If we have not met before, my name is Joshua Lewis, and I am the Director of Middle School Ministry here at the Florence campus. This video applies to both middle school at the Fort Thomas campus and Florence campus, talking about middle school camp and frequently asked questions. I'm going to go over a bit of what I went over in a recent info meeting. So if you weren't able to attend, here's some of the information that we went over at that meeting. There will be a link in the description or wherever this is posted with the packing list or the camp parent letter. I'm just gonna walk through what is in this letter. So let's talk logistics. Camp is June 17th through the 20th, and the cost is $180. And here's something that you need to know. If money is an issue, please, if you're at the Florence campus, please come talk with me. And if you're at the Fort Thomas campus, go talk with Aaron Barnett. We do not want any student who wants to go to camp not go just because of money. We will find a way to make sure that you get to go to camp. So if that is an issue, please let us know. Another thing is we are going to have a canteen there. So we'll have some snacks and some drinks there. If your student wants, go ahead and send like $5 with them, which when you get to check in, day of camp, they can deposit that money and they can use that towards the canteen. $5 really will cover everything that they'll need for the week of camp. They shouldn't really need much more than that. So the past several years, we have had camp at Wilderness Ridge at PVM Retreat Center in Camden, Ohio, and that's where we're gonna have it this year. We'll have the address posted all over, but you'll need to make sure your student gets to camp, so you'll either need to drive them or have them find a ride with somebody. And check-in will be from 5 to 7 p.m. on Monday, June 17th. Depending on traffic, it could be anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half away, so make sure you double check traffic before you leave. Dinner will be provided for students that night, so don't worry about feeding them before they come. So when you go to drop off your student on that Monday, you will drive up to the lodge and there will be a check-in station there. You'll get your student checked in, you'll say your goodbyes, and then you'll head on out. We'll take care of all the luggage and getting them situated in their cabins. And then on Thursday, June 20th, pickup time is from 5:30 to 7 p.m. So it'll be a somewhat similar thing where you'll drive up to the lodge, you'll pick up your student, and then you'll head on out. Medication. What if your student has medication? Anywhere from just simple allergy medicine to Advil to more complex prescription medications. Here's what you need to do. If your student has a prescription medication or any other specific medication that they need to take, at check-in, you will give that to the camp nurse. She will take care of everything. She will make sure that your student gets it when they need it, no matter if it's 3 a.m. in the morning. And we will have a first aid kit as well as some other things like Advil and things like that in case headaches or other things come up. Emergency contact. In the event that something happens and you have to get a hold of your student because of some family emergency, please just feel free to call my cell phone, but please make sure that this is for emergencies only, not a check-in. All right, let's move on to the packing list. You can read for yourself, but there's a couple things that I want to particularly highlight. One, this is a church camp, so please make sure that you bring a Bible, a journal, and some pens. We're gonna have teaching from God's word about twice a day, and there will be a devotional time in the mornings, so it's gonna be super important that you bring a Bible. And I know for me, it's super helpful to be able to journal and write down thoughts, sometimes doodle so I can pay attention more. So make sure you bring those things. One of the most important things you could send with your student is, drumroll please, deodorant. Please make sure that your student has deodorant with them, especially if you have a middle school boy. And a typical rule that we have is around swimsuits. One, make sure it's a modest one-piece bathing suit. And for guys, no Speedos. And another just general rule around clothing is make sure it's modest and appropriate. So the goal is we just want to make sure that anything that we're wearing is helpful to others. And just know that any clothes you do bring, it's middle school camp. We're gonna be outside a lot. We don't always know what the weather's gonna be, so make sure you're not like crazy attached to the clothes that you're bringing, because it may get dirty and potentially ruined. So I'm gonna go over just a few other frequently asked questions that I have towards the end of that packing letter. We already talked about clothing, but a big question that comes up is around cabins. A lot of students are wondering, can I sleep in the same cabin with my friend? And here's how we view cabins. Cabins are a place for you to sleep and store your stuff. There's not going to be any hangout time, so while it may feel like it really matters that you're with your friends, you're also just going to sleep there. Your leaders and I have assigned the cabins, and you'll find out which cabin you're in at check-in. All the cabins are air conditioned, and there will be at least one adult per cabin. Food and allergies. So food allergies is a big deal to me, and I'm very sensitive to those sorts of things. So if your student has a food allergy, please make sure that you note it on the registration form. The camp has a professional chef, and he's worked with us in the past to make sure that there is an appropriate menu for those who have food allergies. However, for everybody else, we're gonna have just kind of a normal camp menu. But if that menu is something you'd specifically like to see because maybe your student is incredibly picky or something like that, please email me directly and I'll try to make sure I get that to you as soon as it's available to us. And one of the last things I want to go over are the prohibited items. Cell phones, iPod, iPads, MP3 players, tablets, smartwatches. We are not allowing any technology at camp. Even if it's a camera, if you want to bring a camera, bring a disposable one, because we are not going to allow any sort of technology at camp. So if it has a screen, don't bring it. Knives, Nerf guns, airsoft, paintball guns, and weapons of any kind are prohibited. I know a lot of kids like to bring pocket knives. It is camp, we're outdoors. Please don't bring it. Matches, lighters, firecrackers, fireworks, or fire starting materials of any kind are prohibited. Alcohol, tobacco, and drugs or vaping equipment of any kind prohibited. And again, if you have prescription medication, you need to declare it at check-in and make sure that it is given to the camp nurse. If you accidentally bring something to camp, all your student needs to do is declare it, let us know, and we'll take it and give it back to them after camp. So that's it. Those are a bunch of the frequently asked questions that we get about middle school camp. If there are any other questions that came to your mind as you're watching this, or there was something I said that was a little bit more confusing, please email me and let me know. I'd love to talk with you and make sure that we get that all cleared up before camp. We are so excited about what God is going to do at camp and the potential impact that this might have on students and leaders.